If you're like me and starting to feel cooped up from the winter or just ready for a change of season and scenery, then stay tuned. We're exploring the best spring travel destinations in the U.S., why they shine in the spring, and where to stay if you're traveling in a camper van. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Spring is a great time to travel. Mild weather, fewer crowds, and some pretty cool seasonal events you can't experience any other time of the year. Today I'm sharing my top 5 spring travel destinations, so let's get started. First up on the list at number 5, Washington, D.C. If you've never seen the National Cherry Blossom Festival before, you should check it out. Every March and April, the city turns into a pink paradise as thousands of cherry blossoms bloom along the tidal basin. It's like nothing you've ever seen before. Pair that with all the other Washington, D.C. attractions like the Washington Monument, the Smithsonian Museums, the Capitol Building, and of course, the White House, and many more, and you're certain to have a good time and great weather before the sometimes crazy heat and crowds of the summer. Stay overnight in your camper van at Cherry Hill Park, which is about 10 miles from the heart of D.C., or Greenbelt Park, which is a bit more rustic and part of the National Park Service. Next on the list, Chicago. And the reason it's on this list, if you're here in March, you can't miss St. Patrick's Day. The city goes all out, dyeing the Chicago River green, live music and celebration in the streets, and of course, parades. There's the main parade, but then there's also a couple of different parades, the South Side Irish Parade, Northwest Side Irish Parade, if you can't make the main one. So you could also start your Route 66 exploration while visiting Chicago, as the starting point of that is at the corner of Michigan and Adams, across from the Art Institute of Chicago. And if you want to stay in your van as close to downtown as possible, McCormick Place Marshalling Yard is your option. Basically, it's a 24-hour trucking yard, so I've heard it could be a little bit noisy, but it's right next to the Lakefront Trail, and it's about 2 miles to the center of Grant Park. So if you're looking to stay in your camper close to Chicago, this is one of the closest spots I've found. If you love flowers and are looking for towns a little bit smaller than Chicago, head over to Holland, Michigan. Every May, this charming town comes alive during the Tulip Time Festival. Picture millions of tulips blooming across parks, fields, gardens, giving you a little taste of the Netherlands right here in the U.S. The festival has events, shows, and of course, flowers everywhere. And when you're there, don't miss Michigan's most photographed lighthouse, the Big Red Lighthouse on Lake Michigan. The festival runs early May, so mark your calendars. Holland State Park has great campsites. It's a great location, really. Some sites are directly on the beach, but it does book up quickly, so if those are full, check out Oak Grove Resort and Campground. All right, number 2 on our list is the Great Smoky Mountains. Now, this is a destination that's really good for most of the year, but in the spring with thousands of wildflowers in bloom, the Spring Wildflower Pilgrimage in April is a nature lover's dream. It's an annual event with professional guided walks, exhibits, and other opportunities to learn about the local plants, animals, and park history. You can visit wildflower-pilgrimage.org for more information. And if you're not into the flower pilgrimage, you can still bike, hike, fish, explore waterfalls, horseback riding, and many other activities throughout the park. For camping, there are really too many options to talk about here. I'd suggest going to the NPS website, look up camping. Just note that some campgrounds are closed for the winter, and so they open mid-March to mid-April, and are open through the season, of course. So check and reserve before you go. And finally, the number 1 spot on the list, my personal favorite, and I've been coming to this area since I was a kid and absolutely love it, is Clearwater Beach, Florida. You have the warm Gulf waters, some of the best beaches in Florida. You have a Ron John's and a surf-style store on every other block. Clearwater Beach and the surrounding area is a perfect spot, in my opinion, for a relaxing spring getaway. You can spend all your time at the beach if you'd like, if that makes you totally happy, or you can rent jet skis, paddle boards, or kayaks. Parasailing is also an option if you're a little more adventurous. Clearwater Beach also has inflatable slides, a bungee, trampoline, and other fun activities directly on the beach for the smaller kids or adults. There's also Pier 60, which has live music, street performers, and vendors every evening. There's also Clearwater Aquarium, where you can see dolphins, sea turtles, manatees, and much more. There are many places to eat, which are easy enough to find once you're there, but one of our favorite breakfast spots is a little off the beaten path, is Ryan's Island Cafe. So we like to go there at least once each time we're in Clearwater Beach. In terms of where to stay, we've stayed several places throughout the years. One of my favorites, if you're hoteling it, is the Hilton directly in Clearwater Beach, right? So you step out of the hotel right onto the sand. There's really no other hotel that's directly on the beach like this in this central of a location. If you have kids, there's no crossing the street to get to the beach. You don't have to schlep your beach gear back and forth very far, right? So you can easily go back to the room for a restroom break or whatever. It's pretty nice. If you do want to stay in your van, there are options for that too. So Clearwater RV Resort or the KOA Madeira Beach are a couple of the closest. So that's it. That's my top 5 spring travel destinations. What do you think? Did I leave anything great off the list? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more travel inspiration. See you next time.
Yay, Vans!